to Go Play Esports Podcast with Christopher Turner, Go Play founder and CEO, esports coach at the Southern University Lab, and gamer. Discussions on the emergence of esports at the K-12, collegiate, and professional level. Let's go! Let's go play.
Hi, this is your host, Christopher Turner. This is another episode of Go Play Esports, powered by Byrd. Best gaming chair in the world, if you ask me, man. I sit in that chair all the time. I'm sitting in it right now. It's awesome. Today's show, we have a special guest like always. It's nothing different. This is somebody that I've admired from afar. He's did some great business, some great moves, and I think he would probably say the same thing for me. When we get them on. But we have Byrd on from Skullz Apparel. And so we're going to bring him in very shortly, but we're going to take a commercial break to our sponsor, our title sponsor, Byrd. So we have Byrd coming up next. All right, you can go to vertigear.com. That's vertigear.com to get in that next chair. So, without any further ado, I'd like to add Wes to the stream. Wes, how are you doing, buddy?
Doing good, man. How you doing?
I'm good, great, man. I'm glad to have you on. A lot of people don't know. We've talked a lot during COVID break. Finally made the transition over to video. Wes is supposed to be on a long time ago, man. But it's good to have you. It's good to finally have you on. So let's dive right into it. Can you tell the listening audience a little bit more about yourself?
Sure. My name is Byrd, and I am the CEO of Skullz Incorporated. Skullz has been around for a really long time. We actually started about 20 years ago, believe it or not, as an organization, as a clan, as a club, and for about 18 years, we just played as a group and had a lot of LAN parties and just been playing games and having a good time and kind of raising our kids to do the same. And a couple of years ago, almost, we decided to kind of turn that into a name brand, and we came to market with a lot of merchandise like apparel and outfitting teams. Like I got the Esports jersey on right now. They're one of our pro teams out of Latin America, and behind me I got there's this is Ozzy. He's he's wearing his Mandalorian mask right now. Ozzy's got the Byrd Parker College hoodie, and then there's the Byrd Parker College jersey back there. So yeah, we've been doing a lot of like school gears. We're partnered with a high school esports league with providing their high schools, and we've been doing a lot of colleges and just kind of outfitting teams. And so while I spent a lot of years doing e-commerce for big name brands, and as a profession, decided to break away and do that for Skullz and kind of build out, bring big time e-commerce and quality merchandise to the esports space.
Awesome, man. And getting into that, and so if you know me, I'm big on presentation and marketing. And when I first started seeing your brand, that was something that kind of was eye catching for me to see a brand that was of caliber with your bigger brands and bring that to someone like, like me or anybody else that has a clan or has a college. How big is that piece of it all, like the presentation?
It's really big to me. I actually grew up with an art background and a very visual. So even when it comes to e-commerce or websites or jersey design or even a portrait, I've always just been very visual, and it's important to me that the design be a big factor in in the presentation, like you said, and it's really cool to be able to deliver that kind of level of professionalism and design to high schoolers, to colleges and to pro teams alike. We have some amazing designers, and it's always been kind of like one of the most important things between design and quality. Those were the two biggies. We refuse to go to market with anything that's sub quality, and we, ran our due diligence through many manufacturers and outfits and different producers of clothing, and we ran into some bad ones, and so what we came up with was a proven manufacturing process, and the product is a good result of that. And just as importantly as design, everything we do, we saw the esports space and design being really busy and just full of too much, and so our design crew really kind of took it down a notch and just made everything nice and clean and sharp. And we can do design from of all kinds, so we really take the logo from the school or the organization and pair that with what's kind of hot in the market and what's not, and how those can play together. And the design process is huge. It's a big deal.
And so, like, I heard you mention taking that logo from that particular school or brand. Can you walk us through the process? Because I want everybody to realize, because I didn't until a couple months ago, that Skullz is just more. It's more than just jerseys. You pretty much, it's an e-commerce customized store for whatever esports brand that decides to partner with you. So can you walk the audience through that process?
Sure. Well, two different things there. One is the e-commerce opportunity and solution, because that's been my background for 20 years of web application development, and for the past 7, like enterprise level e-commerce. I wanted to come to market where we could provide an e-commerce solution for leagues or teams. And I'm wearing the Asurus shirt here, the jersey. And you can go to like asurus.skullz.com and you can see what that looks like from we take that design, making that a big deal, all the way from just the jerseys, but even to the websites. So a really cool example of integrating that into a brand is like, say, a league or an organization. We can set up a dedicated site for that league or organization, and then have that league host its own merch stores for that particular league, for its teams. And I think that's taking it a step beyond what anyone else is doing in the space. But to answer your question about taking a design, the logo is very important, so we take that extra step to, we take a school's logo or a team's logo, and then we can work with that. But we even go a little bit more beyond that. If that feels like it needs a little bit of improvement, we can offer that service to either redesign a logo or completely just kind of vectorize and, clean up a logo. And then from that, the design process is it's so important to have that first, and you can, with the colors and the shapes and the angles and incorporate a design that complements all of those things so that it looks like it's meant to be, that's important. And that design right there is a great example of just, colors popping and contrasts happening and taking a buffalo and shooting the lightning down its forehead to
it's an awesome composition, man. Because I don't know if you know or not, Wes, but like everything that you see as far as Go Play Esports branding or even the schools that I represent, that's all me. Like I'm an artist and graphic designer first.
Yeah.
And so I really appreciate clean designs like this. And, like even this one for LSU Shreveport.
Right.
Shout out to LSU Shreveport, by the way. And it just, it goes, it flows, even with the hook at the back, it's just subtle things that you see that works for me, man. And going back into what you said previously before we got into the whole design spill, the artist and us took over. The actual customized stores. I'm affiliated with High School Esports League. That's how I became familiar with your brand. Can you walk us through what that looks like as far as like a league for like High School Esports League? Because I know every school has a chance to customize jersey this year. So walk us through that.
Sure. One thing that was important when we were making that deal and others is that we required that we have, the design process to be a part of it. Because from a merch standpoint, it's actually easy to take, to take a pre-canned, okay, this is an esportsy looking jersey. Let's take that and slap a school logo on the chest and call it. That's not what we wanted to do from day one. It was like, okay, well, we want to do this deal, but I'm sorry, we can't. We have to have the design process because we're not trying to present ourselves as a product company. We do jerseys and we do hoodies and we do stuff. We're not a company that produces stuff. Skullz is a brand name, and we want our brand to be associated with quality, and that's not just in the product, but it is in the product, but also the design, so whenever someone sees a Skullz jersey, they're gonna like, oh, that's a Skullz jersey,
There you go.
And even I don't care if it's on a high school team with 3 kids, that's, or if it's on a pro team with 1 million followers on Twitter, it's either way, they're gonna be looking sharp and wearing stuff that's the same quality. Either way.
You're throwing me some good alleys here, man. So I wanted to talk about, your family friendly focus in the company and what that means to you. And I think you started a gateway to that when you started saying you don't care if it's a team of 3. You want it to be the same quality and the same look all the way through. So talk about that focus for you and what that means.
Sure. From day one, I said we've been doing this for 20 years, and a lot of those have been, back in those years were LAN parties at my house. I would host, just kind of destroy my house, and we'd have 20 and 30 computers all piled up either in my I would move the furniture out of my house and we'd move computers in and do a weekend. And it got to the point where we'd have it in the basement or in the garage. But all the while I had kids, and it's important to me that, that you respect children and that I didn't want them with me having LAN parties in my house all the time for for there to be, just cussing and partying and inappropriate behavior going on. And so we had set up these rules of war, which we called rules of war with a Z, of course. Mm-hmm. And they were always not just to be family friendly, but also to be non-toxic. And, back then that wasn't cool. That wasn't even a term, non-toxic.
It wasn't.
It's a new term. But even then we were like, be nice to one another, be cool. And we managed servers, and we had quite a few Counter-Strike servers and old school 1.6 Counter-Strike servers, Day of Defeat. And we had a website and a following, a forum, and we had a ranking system, and it was all really cool back in those days. But always we had rules, even on our game servers where people were just randomly coming in and playing. If there was any language, we gave them a warning, and then if there was, if it got out of hand, we'd just boot them. And we became known for that family-friendly focus, and it certainly rang well with parents. And because of that, we had kids whose parents would allow them to play on our servers, but nowhere else. And we took pride in that, and took that as a responsibility to do what's right for not only our own kids, but for all the kids that we influenced.
That's awesome, man. I have kids as well. It's like you said, it is a new term. I spoke on it last week, having toxic behavior. But, if you start with good morals and end with good morals, man, it's, you can't lose. And so I appreciate that standpoint. And so, you mentioned, going in 20 years strong within the industry and being some part of it. For somebody that's coming up now, that's young, that's real enthused about getting into esports in some kind of capacity, what would you tell them?
There's so many opportunities for the youth these days. I mean, for so many years, it's been about, I want to grow up and be work at a game company and make games for a living. And now the kids are like, I could be like a professional, professional esports player. But there's so much more now, so many more opportunities for kids to kind of aspire to, and so many jobs that are around. I mean, like for Skullz, we are a company that is in the space, but we need designers and we need project managers and we need account executives and these are all jobs that kids these days can actually aspire to and get into to do as a profession and make a living. And it's exciting for kids, and I would encourage teachers and schools, especially in the middle school and high school area, to take on esports, not just as a place to play video games, but as a way to train kids up to to get professions when they graduate.
Yeah, I totally agree. That's one of the reasons why I started my whole stint in esports, man. It was really, next generation related. It wasn't, per se me. I'm too old to compete now.
Reflexes aren't what they used to be.
Yeah. Oh no. Now I'm the youngest one out of my friends with, so I can still, like a super kid against them. But yeah, it's over with. And so. And so, I wanted to kind of go into depth, if you can. I don't want you to give anything away, but you made a big announcement that that Skullz is a part of the Esports Awards and Arlington. So I want to kind of dive into that, man. And I'm excited for you and the company and the brand, man, to be next to that. For people that don't know, the Esports Awards is like the mecca for us. It's like our Emmys in esports. And so, so talk about that partnership and what you're going to be doing.
Sure. Yeah, we are going to be. We're a sponsor and and a part of the Esports Awards Expo, which is going on before the Esports Awards itself. And we're just going to be presenting our gear and our business. But what I'm really excited about is we'll also be giving a 30-minute kind of spot there about Skullz, but we're giving up our 30-minute spot at the Esports Awards Expo to talk about integrity and diversity in esports. And I got some really special guests coming to that, and they're gonna be there and helping us to kind of talk about those serious things, and we talked about it a little bit a second ago with just raising up kids with the trying to get kids in this space to have good moral compass and non-toxic behavior, but also this big topic of diversity is a huge one, and it's odd to me. I'm going to be completely honest. I don't understand it, because even from 20 years ago, whenever we started Skullz, our LAN parties, and our founders of Skullz is a very diverse group. I mean, there is, we're probably a representative of every race, color, religion, and political belief, political status. In the whole, room, I had probably a room of 30 guys or less playing video games, and I guarantee you, every single one of us is represented there. And we're brothers, and that's the way it should be. And if it's not, then it needs to be. And for sure, that's a topic that needs to be talked about. And I do believe that esports can be used as an opportunity for lower income, neighborhoods in cities to become something to aspire to in Line. I talked a minute about, jobs and different things you can become and do in esports. It's not just about playing video games, but it's unfortunate that some areas of our country have neighborhoods where kids maybe can't afford that. Yeah. And a lot of times those kids get drug into, terrible things, because that's kind of what they have to look up to, But if those kids can have community centers that can offer places to go to play, and that's been true even over the years in history, I think, with those community centers that offer basketball and different things that you can do. But if there could, I think we really need to start targeting those areas to offer esports as not only a community sport and event that kids can do, but clubs around that can help teach kids about the jobs and really kind of target each individual kid's talent, because you might have someone who's really good at writing, or someone who's really good at drawing, or someone who's really good at just, being a leader. And those different personalities can be tapped into and guided into a direction that gets, that's more wholesome, if you will, from a career perspective than what they might find themselves getting into otherwise.
Yeah, I totally agree. That's one of my main focuses in building this pipeline here at Southern University. And so, we've started having talks. It's funny that you mentioned that type of stuff, because we're starting to get like the YMCA's and the community rec centers coming in now to ask questions. They're trying to figure it out, and I think it's like that across the country from what I can gather. And so I think it's just a matter of time. I think we have some good people within the space that's thinking the same way, and so I'm really excited for it, man, because I come from that type of community, and I get it. Our school is placed in that type of community, so that was one of my main focuses in building the room at the school. To kind of bring in those community partners so they can see firsthand what it would look like.
Absolutely,
especially in the state. I'm in Louisiana, so it's real. You have to build it first, and they'll come type of mindset. And so, yeah. I mean, it's just the reality we're dealing with. But I think you're on par, man, and I applaud you and salute you and bow and everything else that you would give up your spot to focus on that, man. That's real big as far as it shows your character and shows where your moral compass is, man. So I appreciate that. Yeah. We have a few more minutes left in the show, and I like to let my guests pretty much sell whatever they need to sell, man. So tell them where they can reach. Tell them where they can reach Skullz. Tell them what you got coming up next, and that, man. And so the floor is yours.
Okay. Well, I guess if you're in the neighborhood of looking for a great merchandise provider when it comes to team gear or anything. Actually, we also do chairs. I won't talk too much about that since you have a sponsor in that area. We'll talk about clothes.
We could talk about that next year.
We can do mouse pads and other things, but yeah, primarily we're really looking to outfit teams with awesome gear. But in addition to that, we can do e-commerce for e-commerce solutions for leagues, and there's a lot of state-based leagues that we're already being involved with. And they have teams, so the state might have a bunch of schools or organizations, and we can set up websites for those leagues and provide merch to all their schools, and we do that e-commerce in a way that's big. And for pro teams, we can take that e-commerce to the next level. Like I said, I've worked in e-commerce for a while, and I'm used to working on e-commerce that are with websites that are doing, $50 to $150 million a year through the website alone. And that's kind of what I wanted to bring to esports, because I've watched a lot of big esports names kind of fall flat when it comes to utilizing the power of e-commerce. And so, we're kind of not only bringing to the market great gear, there's other companies that have great gear, but we're also doing it with great design, and we're doing it from a technology standpoint as well to kind of bring that next level of e-commerce to whoever needs it.
So I think it's a deeper conversation. So I think we need to do a Go Play Esports podcast, Skullz collaboration.
Sweet.
I got some designs in my head right now.
I'm all about it. Let's do it.
We can definitely do that, man. And
shout out to Josh, our designer, one of our main designers. He's amazing, and I wanted to shout out Josh Whiskey. We call him Whiskey.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure. What's up, Whiskey, man? Man, great designs, man. Keep it coming, man. Keep it coming. Well, yeah, for sure. Tell them the website and how they can get in contact you on social media, man, if they want to reach out.
Sounds good. Yeah, we're skullz.com, skullz.com. And I've had that domain for all these, 18 years, and finally put it to good use with this new business. And of course, on all the social medias, it's Skullz Gear all together. So we hashtag or @ Skullz Gear on Twitter, Twitch, and Instagram and Facebook and all that.
Awesome, man. Thank you for coming on, Wes, man. I know it took a while, but I finally got you, man.
Yeah,
so you got to open door.
I got to be on the video. Look out!
You got to be on the video, man.
Yeah, got to be the pioneer for you in that area. So.
There you go, man. You have the open door anytime you get ready to come back, man. Anytime you have something new you want to get on, man, you got an open door policy over here, man. So thanks for coming on, man. All right.
Thank you.
See you.
All right, man.
That was Wes Byrd of Skullz Gear. Go check them out. You caught the social media, you caught the website and everything else. We're going to kind of dive into T5 Gaming. They're the official gaming glasses for Go Play Esports. You can catch them online at tafasigaming.com. Let's get into it. Code Go Play ES. That's GEAUX Play ES. Get a discount code over there. This era of playing esports, it's just a great time. It's a great time to Wes again for coming on from Skullz Gear. And like I said before, and I say it all the time, same place, same location. At the end of the day, go. Thanks.